Okay, so we have the jar here, and there is the label. You can see we've chosen the nearest font that we could find. I couldn't find the exact font, but that's as near as I'll get. It's just a simple white label with writing on it. Now I'm going to print these off, but I'm actually not going to use them because the candles are just for home use. But so I've just printed this onto a sheet. It gives you 21 labels, and that's what they look like. So it would be perfect if you wanted to do something like this for yourself. If you're going to sell them, you'd have to change obviously the name Bonne Maman to your company name, Eden Secret. So that's it for the labels. Dead simple. Hi everyone, welcome to Eden Secret. I've got a special treat for you today. Today I'm doing something that I don't sell online, and I won't be, not for the foreseeable future anyway. We are making soy candles. Now, our favourite jam here is the Bonne Maman jam, the strawberry. This is the strawberry and wild strawberry, but we usually just get the strawberry. They come in 370 gram jars. And they're too good, just too good to throw away. So I've been saving them for quite some time. I've got more than 4, but I'm just going to be doing 4 today. Actually, I wouldn't mind doing 5. 3 for here, and then I could take 1 to Penrith and 1 to Crosby. Yeah, so I could do that. I think I'll make 5. Also, this is what they look like, empty, and you can see it's got the inscription Bonne Maman on there. Just a red checkerboard top. We need some wicks. I've got wicks with sustainers on the bottom. I really think you need the sustainers. Some pegs. And I've never bought fragrance from this company before, but the prices seem really good. Supplies for candles. The prices are much cheaper than the other suppliers out there. And this fragrance seemed to have a really good reviews. So I bought a litre of that fragrance. You know, when you smell them out the bottle, it's never the same as smelling them in the product, so try not to judge sniffing straight out of the bottle. It's difficult sometimes. And then I got some Eco soy wax. Now, the soy wax I usually use is flakes, and this is beads, which I really like. It's easy to scoop up, and we'll see how it performs. So that's the first time I bought that. This is Eco Soya Q220, and I bought 20.4 kilos. It was £60 for the wax, and $33.50 for a full litre of fragrance. That's really, really excellent. So the only other thing we need is a pot to melt the wax in, and also a glue gun. Now the glue gun, I've just bought it yesterday. It was only a £5 at Hobbycraft, I think we call it here, something like that. Anyway, I was going to buy one online and I never got round to it, and I thought I'll just get one of those cheap ones from Hobbycraft. So we need to glue the sustainer into the bottom of the jar. So if this is warmed up, I'm going to be able to do that. I'm just going to get myself well, I guess I could do that. No, I'll do it now. Just going to get one more jar. got 2 more jars, so I might as well do all 6 of them. And when they're finished, then we can always throw them away. Now, I was going to do the wax red, but I'm not going to actually. I'm just going to leave it white. I don't know. I'm not very decisive, am I? So I'm just going to go white, I think. I like the glow of a white candle, and I always do coloured wax. So this time I'm not going to. So we'll just take the lids off. They've all been washed in the dishwasher, so they're nice and clean. Right, now then, we're just going to hot glue the bottom of the wick. I wish I could get this. Oh yeah. Hopefully it's ready. And that's useless. What a useless glue gun. That's it. Pop your glue on there and then put it right in the centre. And then I always just get a pair of scissors and push down the sustainer onto the bottom of the container. It just keeps it really sturdy and in place. And then we will take a peg and just peg that onto there, and that'll keep your wick in the centre of the glass. There is a hole here. If your wick's thin enough, you can push it through there, and then this side will balance onto both sides of the jar. So I'm going to pour in, obviously I haven't put all the wicks in yet because I want to get a lot into this first video. Pour in the wax into here. I'm simply going to put that on the cooker ring. Onto the cooker ring to melt. And I'm just going to turn it on low onto number 2. And we'll let that melt, and then we'll come back to add the fragrance and pour. Okay, so I managed to get the wick through those little holes there, and I just fed them through, and then I used some pliers to pull to get the wick nice and straight in the glass. So also I'm going to put some colour. Now I made all the colours up myself from a powder, just mixed it with soy wax and then poured it into my chocolate moulds. I would show you this, but it'll not be for a long time because I've got so much colour. Unless I bought a different colour, I guess I could show you. So it'll be ages, and I can break these up obviously into tiny squares, and it is very concentrated. I would use 1 square to get a pale pink, 2 squares to get a hotter pink, and so on and so on. So I want red, so I'm hoping that putting the red in there will just make it nice and deep red. I decided to go with the red anyway. We need some light here. It's a bit dark in this corner. So we'll just let that melt, and then we will start to pour. Okay, welcome back. So we have a large jug here. I've got my measuring for the fragrance oil. This is 50 mils. This takes 50 mils. The jug has got all of the mils on the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour the wax into the measuring jug and then add the fragrance to the measuring jug each time, because I don't know how much is actually in. I don't know how much is actually in my pan. Okay, so we have 800 mils there. So we definitely need 50. And that's probably all I'm going to do, because they say this is strong. So that will probably, it should be, I should put 80 mils in, because I might put a little bit more actually. 80 mils in, because it's 800 mils, and 10% would be 80 mils. I'm actually going to leave it at 50, so we've got about 8%. If you put too much fragrance in, I don't know what this wax is like, but I know if you put too much fragrance in, it gets all mottly on the top. And I have to say, just smelling this here, it smells more like a fruity wine than a mulled wine. Yeah, and it doesn't smell that strong, but my problem is I'm so used to fragrance that I don't know what's strong and what isn't these days. So the wax has really cooled down. As you can see, it's leaving a seal all the way around the outside, and we'll be able to melt that down later on by putting the Pyrex jug straight onto the ring on number 1, and it'll melt all of that wax off the side. And what I'll do with it is I'll just use it to make some wax tarts, so that you're not wasting any. So I'll just fill it up to 800 again. Now I'm going to try a little bit more fragrance in this one, just to see the difference, in how it sets. So that's a full 50 mils, and if I fill it to a third, we're going to be getting probably 9.5%. So it doesn't smell strong on the cinnamon and clove or star anise, but it definitely does smell Christmassy. But the reviews did say that it's really strong, and it has a great scent through. So we'll see. We'll see. I've actually got quite a lot of wax left in there, so what I'll probably do is I'll save it and remelt it. I mean, that's the beauty with candle wax, you can remelt. Okay, so we'll be back soon to see how they have set up. Now, I can actually see in this jug what colour it's going to be. It's not going to be a deep red. but it's a true red. Actually, as it stands there, it does look like jam. It's perfect colour for jam. So they look really nice actually. Anyway, we'll be back once these have set, and then we're going to decorate the tops of them and cut the wicks and light one for you as well. Okay, so the candles have set and it's now time to take off the peg, trim the wick and melt the top of the candle to make it even. So literally the pegs just pull off like that, and there's the wick that needs trimming. So I'm going to trim it now to 1/4 of an inch, and I'll do all of them like that. You see this one, the peg fell into the wax, so we're definitely going to need the heat gun for that one. If you haven't got a heat gun, I'm sure a hairdryer will do. If you just, you know, if you're not a candle maker or anything and you just need all the bits. I'll just take the heat gun. And this is literally from any hardware store. You can see it's been used for all kinds of things, but I claimed it. It was used obviously to strip paint and all that kind of stuff, but I claimed it, and it's mine now. So we'll just wait for it to heat up, and then we'll go. I tend to go round and round the wick like this, because if you just hold it in one position, it tends to singe the wick, and that's whether you've got a cotton wick or a wooden wick. So I just go round and round. And depending on how level your candles are, you might not need to put this much heat on the top, but you can see this wick has collected wax up the wick. See if I can show you that. Now I'm going to melt all that wax off the wick so it falls neatly. It's got a bit of a dip in it, this candle. And while your wax is soft, this is the time to decorate. So I've got some, these are just sugar stars here. I thought they might be nice. And also we've got some red glitter and some gold glitter. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of red, gold I mean, and then a little bit of red. Now I'm sure you might be able to use non-cosmetic glitter for this, but you better check first, because I'm not 100% sure about that. And then just take, sorry, I just need some tweezers. Have you got any tweezers there? Tweezers. And then just take your stars. You'll have to place them on the candle. And just press them down slightly. I'm just going to put 3 in each one. Now I'm going to be giving away one of these candles in a giveaway soon, so keep a lookout for that. We'll zoom in with the camera once I've placed these stars. So the fragrance smells quite strong, although I wouldn't really call it a mulled wine. It's not spicy enough. It's very fruity though. It's a nice fruity smell. And it might be different when you're burning it, but I guess melting it gives this off the same smell that it would when you're burning it. So I know Yankee Candle do a very, very good one that I've smelt this Christmas. So that's what I was hoping this would smell like. That's what they look like. I'm just waiting for the wax to set. But of course, you can put the lids on straight away. And if you're going to put a label on, that's what it'll look like with the label. And there, my fingers aren't long enough to do this, so I'm going to have to do them. Put this one down. I wanted to hold them both up. I guess I could do that, couldn't I? So I guess a nice dark red would have worked much better, but it's still similar enough. So I hope you like that, everyone. Have a great day. This video was finished on Boxing Day, so not sure if it'll actually get uploaded today, but if it doesn't or does, we'll see you very, very soon for another video. Hope you're enjoying Christmas, everyone. Bye bye for now.